1, 2, 3. Yes, we are recording. Okay, so we're going to do this Pico challenge. Let's restart our instance. Okay, description, storytelling class. I'm just copying and pasting with this program. What can go wrong? You can view source here and connect with it using, and there's how we connect to it. So we're going to go back to the terminal, clear it out. I've already done this challenge, but I'm going to go ahead and walk through it. Let's use our tree command. All right, let's change the directory into the root of binary exploitation. Great, clear. All right, so we need tree in here. Great, flag leak. So let's go ahead and change the directory into flag leak. We'll do flag, right arrow, enter, clear. Awesome. Now let's do a tree. Okay, let's rm core. We're in that. Clear. And tree, let's take a look. Okay, find us position.py, so we'll go over that. Flag.text. So let's cat flag.text just so we can see what's in there. Great. It says dubs, you missed this last night. That flag needs to be in the directory. Okay, clear. Let's read the source code. So we can use Sublime, or we could use, we'll use Sublime. Won't see. Okay, there's the source code. Great. So let's close out of that. Close out of that. Or we can just go ahead and cat vuln.c. And alright, great. Let's clear that out. And tree. Okay, so let's cat some other stuff. Find ups position.py. So let's go ahead and cat that. Find. Let's see if I can do autocomplete. Yeah, find ups position. So this is a Python. It's a Python script. Basically, let's see here, path to the local binary range for the stack position. Start is equivalent to 1. There's our range 1 to 50. Loop through the range. And here's our payload. Okay, and this is not the remote one that was created. So to do this challenge, anybody can go to John Hammond's YouTube video, go to the very end. So I'm going to go back here. They can go to the very end and get the information needed to type in to capture this flag. But really, you're not learning anything. I've already invested, let's see here, well, it's 10:35 right now. I came home at 6, so from 6 to about 10, and then about 4 hours yesterday. So here's the Pico binary, here's the prompt. Well, not the prompt, the conversation. And this is all the conversation I had back and forth, explaining steps that I may need to know, explaining binary in general, binary exploitation, because I'm like a total noob. So this is a total noob YouTube video, and I'm jumping right into binary exploitation, a medium flag. Okay, so I'm already lost. So when you feel like you're lost, newbies or new people coming into Linux, tree. Or you can do present working directory. We have a present working directory, or present. It's going to show you the path to the working directory. Home, Kali, binary exploitation, flag _ leak. I like to use tree because I can see what's in front of me and how to get there. So we catted that out. We catted the flag. Let's go ahead and cat format string so I can just get acclimated. Cat format string. Format string exploit.py. So here's another a block of Python code. So from pawn import function that response contains. So on this one, this might just be something that I was testing. Hold on. Oh yeah, I was just testing different things. So this is a loop to find the challenge related to the text. You can glance over that. It did not work. So clear that out. Let's go ahead and do tree. Alright, and I've also tried hex to ASCII.py. We'll go ahead and cat hex to ASCII.py. And I tried this to basically, these are the hex values that I gathered. Split the hex values into a list. Convert the hex values to ASCII characters. This did not work for me. So these are some of the things that did not work. Great. Let's see here. Local test.py gave me some good information. We'll use that one. And then the remote test, and I did a revision on it. .py's work for me. So let's go back in because I'm already lost. 8 minutes, whatever. Let's just restart the instance. It's not a big deal. So once again, this is flag leak. Challenge is medium. It's a binary exploitation challenge. So some of the things that we could try are, let me bring up my GPT. First, let's go ahead and run the program. So we'll go ahead and do the $/boom. It's saying, tell me a story, and then I'll tell you. So that's the program. So let's do over here talks. Yeah, we get it. Okay. And some of the things that were tried were, I'm just going to copy and paste this in for the sake of time. It kind of reminds me of directory traversal attempt on a web server, but not. Alright, so right now I'm going to try using basis selection, just the %p period, and then if you're not going to, this is totally new to me, so this is what I would do if I'm prompting. Just copy a little snippet of this, copy the selection, left click, paste it, explain, and then I'll just do something like explain this in short. So basically, it's letting us know that each %p is going to fetch a value from the stack and print it as a memory address. Dots separate the printed address for clarity. A memory address from the stack. So basically, we're trying to pull a flag. Is what we're trying to do. So we'll go ahead and let's just go ahead and run that. We're not actually running it. You could type it in to the terminal, or you copy and paste it. Here's a story. So this is what was returned. So that just kind of gives us a little bit of information. And then this is how I would do it. So I would just go like this, left click, copy, and I would go paste, and then I would say shift, enter, enter, provide one sentence. One sentence. So I'm being very short with it, but it's telling me that the output here is a story. Okay, it's telling me that it shows a series of memory addresses and null pointers from the stack, revealing its contents and indicating a format string vulnerability. So with ChatGPT, and I noticed with these CTFs, it's more of a companion. So you just gotta take everything with a grain of salt or use Google. So once again, let's go ahead and run the program. So it's saying, tell me a story, then I'll tell you one. So we're trying to get some information to see where this flag is located. So we can also try, let's see what else I tried. So on John Hammond's video, he did the %s, I believe. But let's just go straight. There's one thing that I want to try though. What we could do is, let's see here. We could try, alright, we could just do the P's and leave it at that. The %P's. Let me just get on with getting the flag. So let's go ahead and just control C out of that. We'll do clear. We'll do tree. Let's run our local test.py. So let's go ahead and cat it first. Cat local test.py. Right arrow it out. So we're gonna, from the pwn tools, import path to local binary. So binary path is equivalent to .vuln. Well, that's what we're running. That's the program. And it's telling us for I in range of 1 to 50. We can adjust this to 255 or whatever. We're going to start the process, and you can read the rest. So let's go ahead and run this Python script. We'll do a close, or clear, I mean, and we're going to go ahead. What's our tool? Our tool is called Python 3. That is our tool. We're not going to use that one yet. Let's use tab. Do you ever get lost? What are my options? Well, my options using this tool called Python 3. Let's try this hex to ASCII first. Basic selection, right arrow. So this is something else I tried that did not work. Hex to ASCII. We're just trying to get information as to where this flag can be. Go back to tree. tree. All right. So let's go ahead and run the local test.py. So we can do up arrow Python 3. Let's go back. What do I want to use the tool Python 3 on? I want to use the tool on local test.py. Is all of this stuff was prompted, and it can take a short amount of time. It can take a long time, and really that's how you learn. This was prompted. This Tux Talks is just explaining how the pointers work and the stack, yada yada yada. So Python 3 local test.py. Let's go .py. Boom. So we can see we get a bunch of information generated. So this is a good tip. A good tip right here. If you don't understand, don't just move on. Grab this information. Come on. This is prompting error. We grab it all. Grab it all. Normally I'm a lot quicker than this because I'm using 2 hands. I'm standing up. We'll just stop at that. Left click. Cancel out. Left click. We're going to copy the selection. And I'll say in short. Explain what you see. Explain. I'm not even completed. And then I'll do a shift, enter, control V, enter. And this is how I debug without an environment. So it's saying that in the test, we ran a local process and interactively sent payloads formatted as, and I'm looking at it now, between the ranges of 1 through 49 to see what data each stack position would reveal. We found that the string "Dubs, you missed this last night" was located at stack position 20 among various other responses that were either null, garbage values, or caused by segmentation faults. This process allowed us to identify the specified stack position that contained the flag. So how can we show that the flag could possibly be in there? Well, we could run the same command, python3 local test.py, and we'll do this actions, split the terminal vertically. Since we're in the same directory, let's go ahead and cat flag.txt, flag.txt. We know that the text that was echoed into flag.txt, "Dubs, you missed this last night." Well, I know that that exists in the flag.txt file, and this Python code should reveal part of your flag based on information gathered. That's all I can say. So how go Control and X? Pardon my French, but how I learned, Control X, get the F out. So every time I see that X, it's like, this is the actual code. So before anything changes, let's get out. So Control X, get out, clear. Now I want to use a tool called Python 3. Great, what's the tool I want to use? Python 3, then I would bring over this. And well, we just changed. I want to use it on remote test revision.py. So we can copy the selection, and then we can paste the selection, right arrow, and we're going to run it. Enter. So it's completing a connection. Okay, so we already have an error connection. Close the connection to Saturn. So we're going to do a real life troubleshoot. So we're going to do, let's see, what's the problem? 56, 5. So in this particular instance, I would just go boom, copy the selection, paste, can't connect. I don't prompt like this, but since I'm recording, I want to get this done. And of course, things are always never going to work when you're recording. Let's go ahead and do a ping to Saturn picoCTF.net. It might just be locking me out. Copy the selection, because I've already done this challenge. And yeah, so already I can tell that something is off, because when you send the ping, I see the IP address, so it's clear to me that I might as well give up, because we should be talking. I'm not going to do tracer, and I'm not going to do nmap. It's obviously not going to cooperate. So in short, the position is on the 24th. Here, let me go ahead and do ChatGPT. The position is, and it was off the top of my head, it was something like %24. Then I would do like, hey, help me out. No, ChatGPT is not going to know what I'm saying. There's a position. So what we could do, I don't even think that this would work. Let's see where we're at. I'm not surprised that stuff like this happens. I've rehearsed this 100 million times. I have proof on the other video. So let this continue to go, because I'm not going to rush and do it. Let's just restart the instant. Like I said, let's close out of it. I've done it. I get it. Yeah, so we lost our music and everything. So while that's going, while that process is running, we'll do a %24, and then money, %24, your money sign, and string. So that's the flag. All right, but that's not, anybody can do that. Anybody can watch John's video and do that. That's not the point. So let's go ahead and do tree. Okay, so let's start this from the beginning. So we know we have the C code, and there's the program, and I removed a bunch of files. So we're going to run the program called boom, right arrow, enter. Tell me a story, then I will tell you one. Okay, so we know that we're working, and there's a lot of things you can try here. You can put the %s, so we could do like this, %s. So when you look at it, if you think about it, think of it as a sentence. Does a sentence start with a period? No. %s, and that should be lowercase. All right, period. Why does that not look lowercase? %s period. %s period. %s period. That's the end of the sentence. Okay, null, great. All right, so we'll do up arrow, enter, tell me a story, and then you can continue on. We'll do left click, we're going to copy the selection, we're going to paste the selection, left click, paste the selection, left click, paste the selection, left click, paste the selection. And right now we're just trying to get information. Oh, we found a segmentation fault. So then I would copy this, because if you're new to the binary exploitation like me, the only way you're going to learn is ask or go to Google, or just copy and paste that in there. It's letting us know that the segmentation fault that I'm encountering indicates that the program is trying to access memory. It should not. Remember, this is GPT. Take everything with a grain of salt. Everything. Uh, this typically happens when the %s format specifier tries to send a string from an invalid memory address. Why this happens? When you use %s in a format string, the program expects a valid memory address. Okay, if the stack position referenced by %s, if it doesn't contain a valid pointer attempting to dereference them, will cause a segment fault. Anyways, there's another thing that we could try. It's boom. Let's run the program, and let's do %p. Make this a learning video. %p period. All right, and then we'll do %p period, %p period, %p period. Let's do it 4 times. %p period. Okay, here's a short story, so it gives a little bit of information. All right, well, let's try this. So I would do this. I would copy this. I would open up a notepad. Let's get rid of this. Control V, and then I would do this. Left click, copy the selection. Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control. And let's really whack it to it. Pull this out. Pull it out. Yep. Oh yeah, baby. Let's grab all that. Control C. Drop it down like it's hot. And let's run the program. Up arrow. Boom. And let's just pull this out so we can see what's going on. Left click. Paste the selection. We're starting with no period. We're ending with a period. Just like a sentence. So I got it. So doing this output, I'm looking for a pattern. And that's what prompted me to go ahead and do the hex to ASCII Python code. And that yielded no flag. Okay? So here's what helps me. Just copy that. Plop it in your GPT. Remember, take everything with a grain of salt. Fact check everything. It's going to analyze your output. It's letting me know that these are likely memory addresses or variables, of course, or function return addresses, repeated patterns. And it's telling me the repeated patterns. This looks like a series of hex values that may not represent valid pointers or strings. Blah, 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 blah. So you could practice that at home. And then we can automate the testing script with the %. I've done all that. So you can play with that. I'm not. Let's see if we can do our remote. Let me let GPT know. Our issue earlier was a DNS issue. Connecting to the source. Please, always say please, and never kick a robot. Please reprint our work in Python to get the flag. So I already, when it reprints this, it's because we've already had a conversation about this for the past couple days. Well, 2 to be exact. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to look over the Python code again and see if everything is okay. Sometimes it will mess up. And that's not what I'm looking at. So what I would do is, and always take good notes. So what I would do is, I'm going based on my notes that I took earlier. And I would tell it that, hey, this is what worked last time. Let's work with this time. Even, we'll drop that down, pull that down. And then we're going to pull up our GPT and say, click in here, hey, this worked. Let's work with it. Shift, enter, enter, Control V, enter. So while that's running its process, I'm going to clear this out. I'm going to change the directory, the root. I'm going to hit clear. I'm going to go ahead and change the directory to my home folder if I could. All right, let's tree it out. Let's go to, I want to go to Tux Talks. So I'm going to, let's CD on over to Documents. Let's see if I can tab it out. Nope, okay, never mind. Let's CD to Documents. Come on, Jason, Documents. This is a lot harder than recording. Clear it out. Change the directory to tab. What are my options? Call it. Enter. Okay. Change the directory. Tab. What are my options? So, oh, it's going to be Documents. So let's see here. Okay. So to do that, we're going to just type D. And there we go. Right arrow. Enter. Clear the screen. Of course, clear the screen. ls. tuxtalks.py. So we're going to do tuxteach.py. So I am going to do, what's my tool? My tool is called Python. It's called Python 3. Right arrow, because I see it there. Tux teach is just a loop talking about pointers. And anyways, so while this process is completed, that one started, we're going to do the remote testing. So we're going to do tree. Okay, now that I know we can connect, and why don't we just double check before we go through all that trouble? See, it wasn't even running, so let's launch our instance. Let's make sure that we can connect this time, and now we're the full. Okay, so we're running. So let's just make sure we can connect. We're going through all of this work, and we see all of people's time. Okay, we'll do the left click. Let's paste the selection. Right arrow, enter. There, so it's running the program. Okay, let's do Control C to get out. We'll do a clear. So before we weren't even connecting. That's why that script wasn't working. So what we're going to do now, let's see what's in this directory tree. Boom. Okay, so we're going to have to create another file. So let's go ahead and do, so let's touch. And just for the sake of time, I'm just going to start copying stuff over. Remote test.py, left click, copy, left click, paste the selection, right arrow. Great. Let's see that it's in the tree. Yes, I see it in there. It's called remote test.py, CLEAR. Yep, actually, hold on. So now we're going to use sudo super user do. Let's do this. Nano is my text editor. And so I don't misspell, I want to edit this file. It's called remote test.py. Left click, copy the selection, click in, left click, paste the selection, right arrow. Great, there it is. Sudo nano remote test.py. Enter. Wants my password. Enter. Awesome. We got nothing there, but we're going to copy the code that I've seen 100 million times. Click in the terminal, left click, paste the selection. Now I know our port is going to be different. So let's take a look at our port. So our port in this instance is 52326. We already connected to it on Netcat. Okay, great. So let's click in here. Let's go to our port. Okay. And paste the selection. Great, everything looks good. Saturn picoCTF.net. Tell me a story, yes. Our payload, this is a different payload than another night, whatever. Okay, we're gonna do our write out. Control O. File name to write. Yes, that looks good to me. Enter. It wrote 41 lines. Control X, get that out. Great. Clear. Tree. All right. So I have a tool called Python 3. Great. You have a tool called Python 3. What do you want to do with it? I want to use it on remote test.py. Okay. Left click. Paste the selection. Right arrow. And then enter. So the whole time, the problem was a DNS issue. So right now I'm working behind a Raspberry Pi that has Pi-hole hooked up. I have a Media Vault hardware firewall, and I have a unmanaged switch. There's a code. That's how it should have worked the first time. Okay, I could have cheated like probably 100 people did and watched John's video and just saw that the position was the 24th position on the stack, and let's say, which is right here, and got the flag by just typing in %24 in the money sign. But no, you're not really learning like that. Even doing this video has helped me learn, because that whole issue that I went through was a DNS issue, and I didn't even test for that before going on the air or recording. So those are just one of those things that, hey, this is how you learn. Let's do split the terminal vertically, and let me show you what I'm talking about. Well, first I already got the flag, so there's really nothing that's going to happen, but that is how you get the flag. I don't know if it's going to give me it again. I mean, the only thing it's missing is the pico. So right now we see CTF. We can fix that. We go copy. And go back in here. I don't know if it's going to give me. And you can see right there, picoCTF. So really all we have to do is type pico. We can paste that out and type pico in, P-I-C-O, and submit the flag. Hooray, you have solved this challenge correctly again. This whole thing was a learning experience. Always check your connection. So what I could have done to save a lot of time was just use ping and see if we're going to connect. Anyways, that's it. And I'm glad that I got a troubleshoot in on the air. That's going to be on the air.